Alright, this presentation is going to be about Google Wave. So, starting off, if you want free computer help, visit resnet.unc.edu. Also, if you're curious about getting training in different types of multimedia and such, you can always visit the same website and you can get training immediately. Also, you can visit an RCC near you, yet again. So you think paying for music is expensive? Well, think about all the legal fees that you'll have to pay whenever you get sued for it. So really, guys, just don't download music legally. Just get it off iTunes and pay the money. That's what my suggestion to you is. So moving on, what is Google Wave? Well, it's a real-time communication platform that combines aspects of email, instant messaging, wikis, web chat, social networking, and project management into one easy-to-use package. It's truly the future of communication on the internet. So some of the features that are really awesome and native to Google Wave is that it's real time. You can watch what others are typing. It's open source, which means that anyone that really has the ambition to develop for it can do it. All the code is available online, and if you just have an idea, you can go for it. And it's embeddable, so people can, you can watch your waves as they unfold, so you can see how communication exactly worked as you went through a conversation. So moving on, there's a ton of features actually. I'm only going to go over a couple of them essentially in this presentation at least. There are apps and extensions which developers can build their own apps. Like I said before, it's wiki-like, which means anything in a wave can be edited by anyone else, which is good, And there's drag and drop, so you don't really have to go and search for those pesky files that you want to share with your friends. You best take it from your desktop, take it from your folder, and just drag it onto the wave, and right there, share music, legal music of course, movies, documents, whatever you wish. And this is really the first time that all these features have been implemented together. It's really cool. There are language tools. Autocorrect on the go. I haven't seen this myself, but apparently you can auto-translate on the go, which is good for businesses whenever they want to, help customers abroad. There's playback, so you can play back the entire progression of a wave, and that's really cool. You can see how a conversation unfolded. And those are just really some of the features, which is really amazing considering I just went over a pretty hefty list, and all of those are integrated into Google Wave right now. So before we start, let's just go over some Google Wave terms. There's a wave, which is a specific threaded conversation that can include multiple people, a wavelet, which is also threaded but a subset of a wave, and a blip, which is a single individual message, kind of like a line of an IM conversation. Let's go to the next slide and we can check out a pictorial representation of this. So a wave is the larger thing. A wavelet, as you can see, the little silhouettes represent avatars of different people you're talking to, and then there's a blip, which is like a little IM conversation, like, hey, when are we going to get pizza? And people are going to reply to that. So terms are pretty easy. Moving on, there are extensions or mini applications. Some of them include gadgets, which is kind of like a Facebook app, but more professional and probably useful compared to some of the Facebook apps out nowadays. There are robots, which are automated participants, which can help in a conversation. They could bring up a stock quote whenever you talk of a company. They can pull information from outside sources, such as Wikipedia, something for you, so you never really have to leave the window. Here's some examples of some wave gadgets. You have the yes-no gadget, which can help, get a decision from a group of people. There's a gadget here that talks about finding a place to meet, and then there's also a game here, chess. So there's a wide variety of gadgets, and then there are some robots here. A lot of them are probably not useful now, but in the future with more development they'll be useful. This one app on the bottom left basically takes anything you type and makes it into a big bubble that's colorful. I don't know how practical that is, but it is cool. So how can you start waving? Well, it's in beta phase, so you're going to need an invitation. Fortunately, anyone that has an account now, or anyone that does get an account, will have invites. So I'm sure some of your friends will have Wave, and you can get an invite from them. And if not, you can probably contact some people at ResNet. We might have some leftover invitations if you're really curious about getting Google Wave. So let's demonstrate right now exactly how Google Wave works. Just pull it up real quick. So yeah, here's Google Wave. It's pesky pop-ups. So here's your inbox. You have your contacts right here. You have your inbox right here filled with all your waves. This is where the wave window is, where you can see everything. So let's start a new wave real quick, and let's just randomly add one of my friends that probably doesn't check Wave. The cool new feature that recently came out is that every time you get a new Wave notification, it actually goes to your Gmail. So this is a lot better than before, whenever you had to, always manually check Wave. So yeah, I'm just going to type in a little blip here. It says hello. You can also start a new wave real quick, just to show you some other cool things, like some gadgets. So let's click new wave. Got a new wave popping up right here. I can add a gadget, the yes no gadget, a widget that'll tell you about the web conferencing. So here, let's add something real quick. Here's a yes no gadget. If you have a group of people, you can tell what their opinion is in the long term. Let's go back to my contacts real quick, and I'll try to give you an example of what exactly a robot is. A robot, like I said, is like an automated bot that you can talk to, kind of like aimbots back in the day. Here I'm adding a robot shrink, Eliza the robot shrink. Actually, you can basically talk to it, and it's going to come back. So right now it says perhaps you should talk about something. I'm talking about a problem, and I'll just be like, well, no, I don't really have a problem, but I'm really bored. And which is not true, of course. I love making these presentations. And the robot is going to automatically stop, or it's automatically going to reply. It's going to say something, and it's a robot after all, but it might actually be useful in the long run. So that's Google Wave for you. Basically, it's a platform that's open. In the future, I feel as though whenever people hop on the bandwagon and get more and more users involved, it's going to be a really useful tool that's going to integrate everything into one central location. And that's going to be good because you don't want to be having too many windows open and all this stuff. It'll just be like a nice central place for you to communicate and collaborate with others. It's going to be good for business. It's going to be good for home. In general, it's just going to be a very good piece of web software. So yeah, here's